Hasib, how you doing, my friend, man?
I'm good, brother Don. How are you?
Yeah, good, man. Doing great, dude. I think the last time I know that we chilled and I saw you was on the set when we were doing the played out
Yeah,
video
with
shoot.
Daddy-O. Yeah,
Yeah,
with
man.
Daddy-O.
Yeah, and that was a few years ago, man. Time flies.
Snap music calling it trap. Pop music calling it rap. Lying about the people you know. Making up the places you go. He say, boy.
Yeah, it's flying, man.
Yeah.
A lot of things changed. And you know, unfortunately I lost my mom since then.
Oh man, sorry, man.
Thank you, man. But she's with me every day. So
Yeah, God bless, my brother.
and God bless so to a lot of other people who've lost loved ones, sending our prayers and thoughts out with them.
True indeed, man. True
Yeah.
indeed. And like you said, we like my brother passed this year as well, but like you said, we keep them with us, and you know, and they're everything we do, man. You know, they shine through.
And my condolences to you and your family as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, right back at you, man. But yeah, and what's good is that you keep you know with the creative juices, man, because you're a creative, like, visionary. You know what I mean. You're one of those guys where it just you're always creating, you're always thinking, you're always seeing things in a different way than the rest of us, and you know.
Well, I attribute that to I can't take any credit, to God be the glory. It's just what I was made, how I was made. Always, like, being a thinker and a creative person since I was a youngin, and because I'm a creative person, I'm able to recognize creative people like yourself.
Yeah, man.
And connect with you guys, and all the ideas and that I go after them, because some people say they're just foolish enough to believe they can win. I always say I'm wise enough to believe I can win.
Right.
And so when you work and you operate in that, you go after it, and that's what got me this far.
Yeah, man.
In life, and I got to meet great people like yourself and creative people like yourselves, and we connect on these levels.
Right on, man, and right back at you, and yeah, man, because you do it all: music, you write, you in radio, marketing, like all different levels and aspects of the entertainment world, and now with films, and it's transcending through your son. You know what I mean, and praise, and it's just really cool to see that you got all these irons in the fire and you're making it happen in all these different ways.
Yeah, man, the mortgage needs to get paid.
Yeah, true indeed, man.
And the lights got to come on when you flick the switch, and, but seriously, so I've been in this game since I was 17 years old, given the opportunity by some great people first, and it goes back to, once again, like how we started. It started because of my mom, right? Like my mom, and I said this at her memorial, my mom financed all my dreams, right? So, like, I wanted a record label, and my mom gave me the money. My mom, my uncle, and my aunt gave me the money to start it. I got into commercials when I was 17 because my aunt worked on this job called NDRI, Narcotic and Drug Research Institute. I think that's the name of it, down in Manhattan. And it was this gentleman, cat named Charles Lewis. They call him Charlie Beats, or he calls like Charlie Handsome now. And he was a producer, and she told him that I rapped, and he took a liking to me, and I just wanted to follow him because he had the BMW, he had the jewelry, he had all the girls. So I wanted to be like this guy.
Yeah, right.
And so, but he did commercials as well. So he did my first demo, and he used to take me into the studios with him when he was doing these commercials, or he used to take me to the crib, and we used to do demos for all kinds of products. Because Pepsi, Budweiser, Old English 800, and they would never pick my voice because my voice used to sound too young. But he took me down to the studio where I met a gentleman named Bernard Drayton. And Bernie owned the Jingle House. For people that don't know what the Jingle House is, the Jingle House is where ad agencies go to get music for their commercials.
Right.
Right. Well, that's how it used to be anyway. But, you know, the things change. And Bernie was an owner in this company called 3 Tree Productions, or 4 Productions at the time. And he took a liking to me. And he gave me the opportunity. And I never stopped running with the ball.
Lost again?
I'm gonna call our manager. You got some change?
Change? I see you fellas ain't from around here. We down 1-800-CALL-ATT. We call collect. See, with 1-800-CALL-ATT, you pay one low rate all the time, no restriction.
Let's bounce. I did Budweiser, I did Pepsi, I did all kinds of things. And then
you were doing the jingles for Budweiser and Pepsi?
Yeah, I wrote one of their big campaigns when I was about 19. It was like in the late 80s and the early 90s, me and my crew, like on New York radio and some national radio, every hip hop or rap commercial or R&B commercial that you heard, we either wrote it, rapped it, produced it, or all 3 of them.
Damn,
you know?
yeah.
Like, that's what because we were the young kids doing this, right? And so so I grew up learning how to sell a product in 60 seconds or less, which made me a better songwriter because it taught me that the hook was the best part the most important part of the song. The hook and melody, most important part of the song. So, you know, Bernie and Charlie gave me my opportunity. Charlie introduced me to the plug, and Bernie just took me into those rooms, man. And I ended up in the boardrooms. And so now I got to see how things work. So now I'm in the boardrooms with the CEOs of Fortune 500 companies. And they're going, whatever Hasib says, that's what we're going to do. Because I was the young kid, right?
Yeah, and they want to market towards the,
Yeah, I was the youth. I was the youth in the room. I was the youngster in the room. And so I had a lot of say-so. I thought I had a lot of say-so anyway. But while I'm there, I'm picking up not only how this thing works, but being around millionaires and billionaires, you know, as a kid, it kind of, for me, it just sparked. Like, it's like, that's how I want to live. Like, I'm around millionaires, but you would never know if you're just standing next to them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they were comfortable. They were cool. They weren't flashy. And I'm a kid from Harlem to where we're taught to be flashy, right? Like, it's lights, camera, action every day. So, but I got a chance to be around some grown men that I got to watch, and they taught me some things, and that's always been a blessing. I've always been blessed with that, to be around some people that was an influence, a positive influence on me.
Yeah, man, I think that's awesome, and it's interesting too, like you said, because your route in the industry was through jingles and marketing and learning that whole side of the industry,
right?
You know what I'm saying? And I think that in a way was more, you learned a lot more than you would have if you did, like, I'm from Brentwood, Long Island. Everyone in my neighborhood had a rap group. Me too. We were all trying to become, EPMD.
Thinking of a rhyme, one that fits the times, one that makes sense, line to line. A lot of problems, a lot of misery, a lot of people trying to be what they can't be.
So we all wanted to be the next EPMD, but so we were just trying to just make songs, go to the studio, knock it out, not learning anything.
Right.
I think with your story here and how you went, and which is valuable and priceless, and the way things just fall into place sometimes.
Yeah.
From your mom, and then down to the next thing you know, you're in this jingle house and you're in the boardrooms, and you're learning how to write copy, how to write jingles,
those things, man. I remember one time walking in. At the time, it was a jingle house named Chisamingo, right? And Sam Chisholm was the CEO. So one time it was Bernie had took me up to the office. It was me, Bernie, and Orange Juice Jones walking in the ring.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So we're up there, and Sam goes. So they got this campaign laid out for Captain Morgan. Once again, I'm the young kid in the room, And so Sam goes, Hasib, what you think of this? So I'm going, that's whack. What is that? That sucks. And everybody's face turns white. Like, right, you know what I'm saying? Like, and now at the time, Chizamingo with a number 2 ad agency in the country.
Wow.
I would say in the world, right? And so he says, I said, that's the one. And he says, all right, you heard him. Get rid of all of that. We're gonna choose that one. And then he brings me, I said, what you know about the Red Cross? And I said, nothing. And he says, that's the campaign. And such and such and such and such. So he goes, so
wow.
he said, take a picture of him, and that's the question. And then he pulls me in the hallway and he says, man, I need you to come with me into these meetings, and I'll pay you such and such amount for 4 hours and so your day. And if we go over that, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, I'm a kid, and I'm like, yo, that's some nice money.
Yeah.
Right. and so, you know, that's how I got to go into the boardrooms. And then later on, I think that year, I did I wrote an AT&T campaign. Remember the 1-800 call ATT?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wrote the jingle for that, right? I wrote a song, and they loved the song. AT&T loved the song so much to where they hired me to come and perform it at their Christmas party at their plantation, like in Jersey.
Throw your hands up. Throw your hands up.
Go, Granny. It's your birthday. Go, Granny. 1-800 call ATT for collect calls.
Unbeknownst to me, they were recording the performance, and so they did the they wanted to do a music video, an MTV style music video for the commercial that I wrote, and so they were testing it. We did the test or whatever, and then they tested us, the one with Marlon Wayne. Remember the first campaign had Marlon Wayans in it.
Oh yeah.
Right, and so they tested that with Marlon, and it got high. It tested higher. So then the director of the commercial saw my performance at the AT&T thing, and he was like, yo, I want him. And I didn't even have to audition to be in the first 1-800 call ATT commercial with Marlon Wayans. And that's how I got my on TV debut.
Damn, man.
Right. And so, it just happens, you know, like, you know, you be in the right place at the right times. And then I always teach my son and all the young people that's around me, is like, when you come, for number one, you show up on time. You be early and on time. And when you show up, you deliver. And always keep good energy. Because I learned at a very early age that when you save them time, when you go in and you deliver, you save them on their bottom line, time.
Right, yeah.
Right? And if you do that with great energy, they'll hire you every time. Every time. And so that's what I would do. I would go and I would deliver. And you know, and from there, like, you know, I went on to write a Budweiser campaign for Chris Rock.
Ooh, it's a bud thing, baby, it's a bud thing. Welcome to Blues Talk. Today in our studio, we have blues legend, guitar Johnny Mad Brown. Well, you can take what you want, baby.
I had a hand in delivering the Reese's Puffs. That's actually me.
Yeah.
Which is a TikTok sensation still to this day, right? And I wish I can get paid from that. And so I had a hand in, me, Kevin Miles, and Bernie, and all of us. We had a hand in delivering to General Mills, I think dollar for dollar, their biggest campaign ever.
Wow.
Reese's Puffs. Put your spoons up. Put your spoons up. Reese's Puffs.
Hey, thanks.
And the funny thing is that I recently wrote another campaign, and they won't even give me a meeting.
Right.
For them right now. And so if anybody out there that's watching this, you know, the president, CEO of General Mills, anybody, they won't give me a meeting, yo. And I like to say, you know, Reese's Puffs, they're the parents, but we're their aunts and uncles.
True indeed, man.
You know what I'm saying? So to this day, millions of TikTok views are dancing to my voice.
1, 2, 3, 4. Reese's Puffs. Eat 'em up, beat 'em up, beat 'em up, beat 'em up. Reese's Puffs. Eat 'em up, beat 'em up, beat 'em up, beat 'em up. Wow. I got Reese's Puffs in my bowl. Wow. Now my day's on cruise control. Wow. I got Reese's Puffs in my bowl. Wow. And just like that, I'm on the road.
I've heard the track. I worked with you a little bit on the new Puffs thing we were trying to push out. Yeah. So like, so I'm familiar with that commercial and your voice, and you got a great voice for VOs, for voiceovers, and you got a great voice rap and everything else you do too. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's awesome, man. but I still I think it's cool, and it must have been such it must have built so much confidence in you to be this young guy when you have a CEO or these marketing guys having all this confidence in you to say, Hasib, tell us what direction to go in with some of these products, and for you to have that confidence to be like, no, this one's no good. That one, you know what I mean? Like yeah. Even to this day, man, like I'm 50, and when people ask me my opinion, sometimes it's hard for me to be that honest. You know what I mean? Like right. But I think that's a gift in itself too, because you know, you not only are you saying that one's not good, but you're saying why. You know,
right.
So I think that's, you know, commendable.
Well, let me say this, right? Once again, I'm a Harlem kid, so it's lights, camera, action, and it's like I'm gonna tell you what it is, right? And so growing up, you know, and then when you're in that situation, I didn't work for the company, so I didn't have anything to lose. And he asked me, and I was honest. And you know, if you know anything about kids, you know what they say, old folks and babies.
Yeah. Right? Like, true indeed. Yeah, most honest you're gonna get.
I'm honest, and so you know, what I've learned from those lessons is that, you know, you be honest. You know, when someone asks you what you want, you tell them what you want. Like orange juice, once again. My big brother, Orange Juice Jones, he told me one time, he said, Russell didn't jerk me. He gave me what I asked for. He said the conversation went, Russell said, what you want? How much you want? And he gave him a number. Russell gave him the number. But the record did
way more than he ever thought. Yeah.
Right. And so he says that. He told me that. I'll never forget that. So I learned some of my most valuable lessons is what I learned from people is what not to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I told that to my uncle one time, and he got mad at me. But I had to explain to him, like, nah, because you went through it, I don't have to if I'm paying attention.
Right.
You know, it's not a what's the name on you. It's a you went through it, you made the mistake, so I don't have to.
Exactly, man. You're learning from their mistakes and their successes. You're learning how to handle all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, man. So, you know, like I said, I've been fortunate to have a lot of people in my life that have poured into me, you know, whether they knew it or not. Like I always tell people all the time, the reason why I knew I can do music is because I grew up in St. Nick Projects in Building 225, watching Teddy Riley create the New Jack Swing. Like I watched him do it.
I made the New Jack Swing. Yes, TR is my name. Making you dance to my thing is the way I entertain.
You know, and he would bring Bobby Brown to the building. He would bring all these people to the building, and I got to see these people face to face. And I'm going, I know him. I've known him since I was a kid. He did it. Why can't I?
Right.
And that's what I tell people about my son and his project.
And that's what I love too, because you tell how your mom kind of helped get you started, and now you're kind of passing it forward with praise.
Yeah, with praise, and like I tell people all the time, like these are some young people who've done some great things. Like, and just to give you the backstory, and I'll let you bring it up. But the movie Loverboy that's out now at www.loverboythemovie.com. My son wrote it when he was 16 years old.
Wow.
Right. And he wrote it during the beginning of the pandemic. And what inspired that was he just broke up with his girlfriend. And he was so in love with this theater group acting, because he was a part of the theater program in high school. It's his senior year. And he can't go back to school no more. So he lost 2 loves.
Wow. Yeah.
Right. And so he decided to be proactive, and he did something about it, and he started writing a script. And I remember he told me, he's like, Dad, I'm writing this script, and such and such and such, and me and Sierra and Caitlin and Tyler, we're writing and such and such. I was like, all right, cool. So he gave me the script. I never read it. I'll be honest.
Right.
Never read the script.
Yeah.
Right, because once again, my focus is pay the mortgage.
Right.
Get the mortgage. Like at this point, I got to chase my food down. Like Juice is telling me, got to chase my food down, catch it, kill it, cut it, clean it, and cook it, right? But one day I got up and I go into his room and there's cameras in my house.
Oh wow, yeah.
And I'm going, oh,
proactive.
like,
yeah,
like they doing it. So at that moment, I sit down and say, man, let me read the script.
Right.
And so as I read it, I get to the first couple of paragraphs and get to the pages, and I'm like, yo, this is really good. So I go in the room because I'm excited, right? And I go, yo, this is really good. And like, yeah, Dad, I gave you the script 3 months ago. Get out.
Right.
I barged in on the set.
Right. In the middle of shooting.
Yeah, they were shooting. And I'm going, yo, this is really good. So then they go and they bring the footage into my office because they're downloading it to the computer. And I'm watching it and I'm going, because he actually wrote it for a 15-minute short.
Right. Yeah.
And when I'm seeing what's on the screen, I'm going, nah, B, this is not a short, because I'm watching the chemistry. They shot the scene. If you watch the movie, it was the scene where they're in the office and he going, man, this girl got them collard greens, them candy yams, and they having the
I saw the clip of that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it was that scene, and I was like, yo, y'all got something, man. This is not a short, and the chemistry was really, really, and I know it when I see it. You know,
yeah.
Watching it, you know it when you see it.
We supposed to hang out today. What's good with you?
You gonna come over here, we gonna bake, we gonna make some cookies, something like that.
Bro, but we made plans before that though.
You naked right now, bro? Come on, bro, you gotta stop.
So I had to convince him to get, we gotta make this a little longer. You know what I'm saying? And so they did, and these kids were dedicated, Don. Like, it was kids, it went from 1 camera being in the house to 3 cameras being in the house. Right. And people these kids were donating their time. No one was getting paid. Right. Yeah. So I went into, dad mode, executive producer. I was like, yo, all right, I'm gonna make sure everybody eat, make sure everybody got gas money getting home. Cause we live in Charlotte, so kids 16, 17, they driving. So make sure everybody, kids were driving from 45 minutes away. And I found out, I was like, you driving from where? Like, oh, no, we got to make sure you got gas money at least. And so they came and we just became this family, and all these kids became my sons.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And man, they really special, and they're a blessing to be around. And it really has blessed me to be around that energy. Right. And so when I saw the product, I was like, yo, y'all got something. And so that's why we invest in the resources that we're putting into it, and because they work hard and they deserve it. And not only did they do the movie, but the group, the collection Sadverse, they did the soundtrack.
I would a heart emoji. I gotta say, you know me. I be good on my own, don't run. And go like a little love you, homie. Baby girl, I could give you the world if I'm making my girl. All straight for time. I'll blow out your back if I make you my girl.
That's what's awesome too. Like I listened to like My Girl, Better Off Alone, some of the tracks on that soundtrack as well, and it just all comes full circle, and like everything's in there. And like you said about their chemistry, when you watch the trailer, you could definitely see that something's there, like that right. They just have this the jokes, the storyline, it's full on. It's like a it's got the drama, the love story, the buddies hanging out,
the dad.
Yeah, the dad's in there. Yeah.
And the funny story, right? How I met the dad, Jermaine, his name is Jermaine A. Gamble. Brilliant actor, theater, actor. He's a great guy. And I was going to London. We were going to London. I was going to London with Stetson Sonic.
Oh, cool.
And
yeah.
So I'm catching my Uber to go to the airport. And so I call it, and then the Uber's there in like 30 seconds. And I'm like, wow, you got here quick. He's like, yeah, man, I just live right there. He's my neighbor.
That's creepy.
Right, and so we go to talking and find out. He's like, man, what you do? And I tell him what I do, and things. And he tells me he's an actor. And so I was like, yeah, my son wants to be an actor. And so I connect them two.
Right.
And then that's how that relationship was born. And he went out and got Jermaine himself. You know what I'm saying? The next thing I know, Jermaine is in my house.
Yeah.
They're going at it, man. They're going for it, man. It was great.
let me tell you something. I met your mom April 29th, 2001. April 30th, 2001. She was my woman, label and all.
But these kids, like the girl that plays Angelina, her name is Sierra, and she wasn't supposed to be in the movie. I saw her one day when I came in. She co-wrote with Praise,
right,
and Tyler and Caitlin, and she co-wrote and so I saw her one day. She was on set. She was assistant directing, and I'm going, wow, you're perfect. But she wasn't the one that they casted for the part. But I'm going, no, you got to play that part.
Right.
You got to play that part. And Praise is like, well, when I'm gonna tell the other guy, I was like, yo, man, tell her we got to get her on the next one. She got to play the part. But she didn't want to play it, but I had to tell her. And this is something that I gave to her that Bernie or somebody else would give. Like, when you co-wrote this is your baby.
Right. You got to see it through.
You got to see it through. And to
Right.
God be the glory, I was able to convince her to play the part, and she did an amazing job. An amazing job, man. Like, these kids are amazing. Now they did this when they was like 16, 17.
Yeah.
So now they're 18 and 19 and now they're off to college and they're doing this. And Praise, he didn't want to go to college. So I said, yo, it ain't for everybody. So for these next 4 years, we're gonna chase these dreams.
That's it.
Every morning I wake up, Don, this kid is in that office, in that studio, writing and recording songs. He has some incredible stuff, man.
Dude, he's super talented, man. Like you said, the acting, the writing, he wrote the script, starred in it. Then the music side, he's I mean, his part in like My Girl, his rhyme, his rap is freaking on fire, man. It's awesome. Yeah. Man. It's it's solid all around. Mm-hmm. You got to be like beaming with pride to see that that your son is taking the torch and running with it.
Yeah, he started a company called Cloud 7 Productions, right? And so I was like, all right, son, so we're gonna start this, and this is what we're gonna do, and here's how I'm gonna take this percentage, and you'll take that. And he was like, all right, Dad. But then I'm looking at how much work I'm doing, and I'm going, yo, I need a higher percentage, bro. I need a higher percentage. One thing about him, right, and all these kids, they listen. Yeah. Like when I talk to them, you can see the fire in their eyes. And if I say run through that brick wall, they'll run through that brick wall.
Yeah, man.
Because they believe in what I'm telling them, and I'm only telling them what I believe. And if we all believe and what I know to be the truth, like I said, I'm not foolish enough to believe we can win. I'm wise enough to believe we can win because I know what I'm looking at, right? And so with Praise, we got the billboards right now. They're currently running in Times Square. They're currently,
man, I saw that.
Atlanta, Charlotte, and Vegas and Orlando. And so just to see them enjoy, just to see what they work hard for and to see themselves up in lights and the name in lights, it's a great thing. But I always tell them, it's like, enjoy this, but don't get caught up in the lights. We got a lot of work to do.
Right on, man.
We got a whole lot of work to do because it's not about, for me, is my plan was this, Don. My plan for my son and his acting career, this is my youngest son. Like, I wanted, how we say in Harlem, we wanted to create our own block. We wanted to put work on our own block.
Right.
So that he ain't got to play by, so we got our own thing going on. And so he can go off and be on somebody else's block if they need him, but we always got our own. Right. So when he don't got to play by nobody. There are the rules. He don't got to play. He don't got to deal with funny stuff, and he ain't got to deal with crazy stuff, and he ain't got to deal because he's not that type of kid. These are not those types of kids. These kids are suburban kids, right? Because the people say, "Yo, he's just like you," and I go, "Nah, he's better than me." This kid was 16, 17 years old with a car and a whole lot of freedom, right? I said, me at 16, 17 years old with a car and all that freedom, there's at least 5 chicks that are pregnant. Right.
I hear you, man.
But he's not that, right?
Right.
And I thank God that he's not that. He's about the work. All of them are about the work.
Right.
And they work hard. I can't express that enough. These kids work hard. And that's why I appreciate platforms like this and you that are to allow me to come and talk about this, because these kids deserve the shots, right? They deserve the opportunities, and they're creating their own opportunities. And that's why we need your listeners, your watchers of your podcast. We need y'all support, man. Because like I say on my videos, if the kids that are off on the wrong track, and I'm not blaming them, maybe they didn't have a Don or a Hasib or whoever in their lives to guide them, because not everyone is blessed to have that, right?
Right.
They got off on their own, and they got distracted, or they maybe got off on the wrong track, and so they make some bad decisions. We grew up with some of those kids. We know some of those kids. We still know them as some adults.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But these kids are not that. Like, they're doing positive things, and these kids can influence not only kids their age, but kids older than them, and especially kids younger than them, to do some positive things.
Right.
And that's why, like, I give you the example. What I want to do next is, we just did an interview, and we're going to go after New York Press, because let's look at, my son was born in Brooklyn. Right. He's a Brooklyn-born kid, and what he did was the same thing Spike Lee and Matty Rich did. He just did it at 16.
Right. Yeah.
Right, with his father's credit card.
Right.
Right. He did it at, it's this Brooklyn kid that's carrying on that tradition of Spike Lee and Matty Rich. And that's the story I want to push to the Times, to the Post, to the Daily News, to the Amsterdam, to New York One, and all that. And I want to get that word out there on that, because that's important.
Yeah, man. I think the whole thing is important, and for you as a mentor, not only to your son, but to all those kids, to show them that it can be done, to show them how you did it, and to help guide them through on their own. Because it looks like you kind of like, all right, here's my advice, but the training wheels are off. You guys are riding this bike yourselves,
right?
But I'm here if you need me,
right?
To guide you.
Yeah, because I tell them all the time, Don. I tell them, I could give it to you. Whether you use it or not is up to you.
Right. Yeah.
And I tell all of them that, like, like the sad verse, the music part, Jay and Maui and Amani, Sad Boy Monty.
Yeah.
I tell them all the time, like, especially Jay, like, he's one of the up and coming hot producers in New York City right now. We got 5 records on that kid, Stunna Gambino, that signed to Sony RCA. He's got some great things going on, but I tell him all the time, like, yo, you're going to go. How far you're going to go is up to you.
Right, man.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't, I was wise enough to listen to wise counsel, and I had wise counsel. I didn't listen to everything, but I listened to a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I tell people all the time, I took advantage of opportunities. I never took advantage of people.
Love that. That's true.
And that's what got me the reputation, to God be the glory that I had, and I'm always trying to help somebody. Because Bernie always told me, don't thank me, help somebody.
Pass it forward.
Yeah, do it for others. And so that's what I do, but these kids are special, Don. These kids are special. And like, man, I just like everybody to check the movie out. Loverboythemovie.com. We giving you a t-shirt, the movie, and the soundtrack for $15.
Yeah, man.
And you can get a hoodie, the t-shirt, and the movie for $40. Or you can grab everything on the site for $100, $90.
Yeah, you got all these great bundles available on that website for people that go on there. It's loverboythemovie.com, right? You said?
Yeah, loverboythemovie.com. Yeah. And we're just getting started, man. We're just getting started, and it's been a great start so far.
Hasib, I'm always there for you, man. I'm always in your corner. I want to see you guys succeed. Anything I could do to help push this movie, I will. I'm definitely gonna be rocking the t-shirt with some pride.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, get the hoodie.
Get those out as soon as possible. They coming in. We trying to let some more orders come in, and then we going to start shipping them out. You know, well, I'm a one man unit right now when it comes to that stuff. But we appreciate all the orders that have came in. We appreciate the orders that are going to come in. We appreciate the orders that's going to come from this.
Yeah, because this movie, I'm sorry, this movie just launched. Like, it just got released. It's streaming now, right? Like a couple days ago. Yeah,
Friday the 27th, and it's out now. And we just appreciate your support. We're really trying to be number one. We're trying to set these kids up, you know, for the careers that they because this is their passion, and inspire some people and some other youngins as we're doing that.
Right on, man.
Yeah.
Well, and you're going to be coming to New York soon?
Yeah. I have a project that I'm working on. I'm an executive producer on this project about. It's about two of my mentors, the Aleem's, Tunde and Taharka Aleem, and their life with Jimi Hendrix.
Ah, very cool.
And so right now, I can't let too much out of the bag, but we have a situation on the table, and it's pretty huge, right? And and
nice.
It's for a doc, and it's for it talks about drama series and different things like that. But then the project is called Jimi Hendrix and the Ghetto Fighters, because that was the name of the group that the twins and Jimi Hendrix was named. Jimi Hendrix and the Ghetto Fighters in Harlem World. And it's a really, listen, y'all think y'all know Jimmy. Y'all don't know. We're going to introduce Jimmy to y'all for the very first time. And not only that, in this story, you're going to see some of the people that you thought that you knew. We're going to introduce you to a 15-year-old Andre Harrell. We're going to introduce you to like the reason. We're going to show you the reason how hip hop got on New York City radio, which changed the globe,
changed the world. Yeah,
changed the world. Because if it wasn't for the twins, we don't have hip hop as we know it today. Because Frankie Crocker kills it in its early stages. The twins were the first person were the people to bring Mr. Magic to WBLS.
Wow. Yeah.
Right. So these stories are incredible. I can't wait for this thing to develop, and I'll keep you posted on what's going on. But
for sure,
I'm coming to New York on the 22nd, and we're doing some filming for the doc, you know, from the 24th to the 27th. But this thing is huge.
Yeah, man, this sounds cool, dude. I you know, the docuseries, everything you got cooking, man. You know, definitely keep me posted whenever you want, man. Love to have you come down to the studio too. And we're in Levittown, Long Island.
Okay,
it's kind of a hop skip from Brooklyn, not too far out, maybe a half-hour drive or something. But yeah, if you want to come into the studio, we're at Governor's Comedy Club. Yeah.
Man, I would definitely appreciate that, man. That'd be a great opportunity, man. It'd be great to see you. And we got work to do. We got work, unfinished business that, you know, we did the Puma thing, and
Puma was awesome.
That's gonna happen, man. Trust me.
Man. Yeah.
With all these things that we got going on, you know, what I always say, and I'm not a super religious person, but I understand God is real. Right. And he wouldn't have gave us that if for nothing.
Right.
You know,
I agree, man.
You know what I'm saying? And we're going to meet the people that we need to meet to get that spot off. So, like I say, Don, I appreciate you. I appreciate this opportunity. I appreciate all your listeners and your watchers. And if you can, then give us a shot. www.loverboythemovie.com. And
yes,
the soundtrack is dope. It's streaming on all platforms, and let us know. And if you know, we want you to go get the bundles, but if you got it, you got Vimeo, it's on Vimeo as well. You know, but we want you to go get the bundles. You get more bang for your buck.
Get the bundles, man. You get the shirt, you get the music, you get everything, man. That's the way to go, and it's super affordable. And it's $15 is I think the first one, and then you could graduate and move up from there. But yeah, it's awesome, man. Hasib Mcnealy, everybody, check it out. Loverboy the movie. It's really great stuff. It's the premiere of his son, Praise. So you get to see Praise Mcnealy wrote it, starred in it. And it's just awesome to see him take the torch and keep it going, keeping the fire going for you guys. So
thank you, Don. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother.
All right. Take care.
Okay.